Salutations, my name is Summer and this is Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats, and I wanted to update you guys on what I've been reading and also on my kitten Sterling. I posted on Instagram a couple weeks ago about him, a couple pictures and what the vet had to say, but I'll talk about that after I talk about the books, just in case you're not here for that. So I finished The Lion in the Living Room by Abigail Tucker. I listened to this on audiobook, but I got it from the library because there are many things I want to go through and write down. This Abigail Tucker actually owns a cat, so that she has some bias, but she talks about the history, humans' relationship with cats, how it all started, how we think. I mean, do we really know everything? We're learning new things every day. But yeah, I loved it. It's very short. It's shorter than what you think because a lot of this is notes in the back. It's under 200 pages. But some of it upset me because I do not like to hear about, experimentation on anything, really. So that was a bit upsetting, and a lady did keep some of the cats after experimenting on them, but she kept them in her basement in cages, and that just was like, how is that not like putting someone in jail who's innocent, But it's all controversial and cats are anyway. So many places have a cat problem, but whenever people go on about it, I also say, well, shouldn't humans look in the mirror? Because I feel like humans are like the worst problem for the environment and the earth and every living thing. So, and I've really been looking around and paying attention to, what I'm buying and using and how it affects everything. Trying to be conscious of all of that. So anyway, I really, really enjoyed that. Another book I really enjoyed was Lorna Dune by R.D. Blackmore. This is the first Blackmore I've read, and Mark over at Book Time with Elvis, he had this as a read-along. This book surprised me so much. It says it's a love story. It really is a love story. And even though I don't feel like I like romance, I loved this. The author is so descriptive, and I look forward to reading many more of his. Hopefully I get the same feel. He keeps the same writing style. You just never know. But yeah, this is about John Ridd. And Tom Faggus was actually my favorite character in here. And he is like a Robin Hood type character. And this was so much fun. It's very descriptive. But I like that. I'm a fan of Stephen King, who will give you every little detail. I felt like in many cases he was giving you all these details so that you would feel like you were in the story with him. And this is a story about John Ridd, who is telling his life. He's an old man telling you his life. So it starts with his childhood and his family and all his adventures. And I thought it was wonderful. I loved it. Something else I finished was The Wastelands by Stephen King. This was a reread for me. And I've been reading this with a group. You can find, I'll link Steve Talks Books and stuff down below. He's the one who I feel like we kind of talked him into reading this series. And I was really surprised with this. And they have a live show every month. The next book, which I'll get to, Wizard and Glass, that's book 4. Maza, the booktuber, will be hosting that this month. And I will link the information down below. Anyway, The Wastelands. So the first time I read this series, The Drawing of the Three, which is the second book, was my favorite. I enjoyed this more than The Drawing of the Three, but pretty much it was the ending. They leave you on a complete cliffhanger. You were on this ride and it just stops. So I really enjoyed it. And I think I gave it 5 stars actually, which is a surprise. So the last thing I finished was Leviathan Wigs by James S.A. Corey. I was buddy reading this with Deanna over at Pato the Reader. I will link her channel down below. I love Deanna. So I enjoyed this more than she did. And even though it took me a long time to get through it, I just have been my life has been so crazy. But I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the characters, Miller, Holden, Naomi. I really enjoyed how, talking about the Belters and the Earthers and the differences if you were born with gravity or without. And I really enjoyed it. I wasn't caught up in it, though. That's one thing I will say. I felt like I should have been, because the very beginning with Julie, it was just so, I don't know, it didn't keep really that momentum, but it's the first book in a series, and I'm going to read, I own the second one. I will read it. I'm not going to read it this year, but I will read the second one because I did enjoy it. So there's that. Okay, what I'm currently reading, and I am behind on everything, so if I'm doing a buddy read with you or a read along, I am sorry, because as you know, I am behind on everything. I am reading Jack Kennedy by Chris Matthews with Carrie over at Very Literary Carrie, Pay at Attention, and Mark over at Book Time with Elvis. Oh dear. Anyway, great group of people. I think they're all wonderful. I will link them all below. I think we were supposed to read a chapter a day, and I am only on, oh gosh, I have 2 pages to finish chapter 5, and I want to show you this, this bookmark, if you can see it, Very Literary Carrie. And of course it has a quote by JFK in the back. Anyway, I'm using that. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's very good. It's very readable. So it's like an easy flow of a story, and I enjoy, I enjoy JFK. So, I'm just in the very beginning of Wizard and Glass, and like I said, Maza the booktuber is going to be hosting this month. I do not know if I will be watching if I'm not working, but I do not know if I'll get it finished because it's a pretty big one, and I haven't been having much time. Eleanor Roosevelt. This is volume 1 by Blanche Wiesen-Cook. I hope I pronounced the middle name there right. Anyway, I'm almost halfway through with this. I am enjoying this so much. Of course, I want to talk about how racist Woodrow Wilson was, and Franklin and Lucy already. I didn't realize it happened so early. And also how Eleanor was with her children, which was very strange. The things that she did with her first, the raising, her first daughter, and things that she did, I'm guessing they were done to her, or they were things that people did at the time, but today it would be seen as abuse. And here's the thing about Eleanor Roosevelt. She's like all of us, where when we're young, we're doing the best that we can. When we know better, we do better. And I know that Eleanor Roosevelt does much better the more she experiences things and gets older and stuff. And that's how we all are. So I have a lot of respect for Eleanor Roosevelt. And I'm really enjoying hearing more and more about her life. Okay, so something else that I've started, and this is I don't know if it's considered YA, I'm guessing it is. This time of year, I just want easy, maybe a little romantic, maybe, I don't know. And this is about, I can't think of her name right now, Tessa. How can I forget? Tessa Harden. Anyway, she's going off to college. She's an innocent, of course, which is just, anyway, it doesn't matter. She's very smart, and she meets Hardin, and it's that whole, he's a bad boy type thing. And I actually saw that it was on Netflix, so I watched the movie, and I'm continuing to read it. But it talks, the books are mentioned, so many books are mentioned, and there's a book that I'm going to read next month because of it. And I don't want to tell you, I want to read what is going to make me read this book first, and then I'll tell you who it's by. And I'm going to see, a lot of you have read this already, so I'm curious how many of you will recognize it. Okay, so you know what I'm going to say. I love you. What other men may mean when they use that expression, I cannot tell. What I mean is that I am under the influence of some tremendous attraction, which I have resisted in vain, and which overmasters me. You could draw me to fire. You could draw me to water. You could draw me to the gallows. You could draw me to any death. You could draw me to anything I have most avoided. You could draw me to any exposure and disgrace. This and the confusion of my thoughts, so that I am fit for nothing, is what I mean by your being the ruin of me. But if you would return a favorable answer to my offer of myself in marriage, you could draw me to any good, every good, with equal force. My circumstances are quite easy, and you would want for nothing. My reputation stands quite high, and would be a shield for yours. If you saw me at my work, able to do it well and respected in it, you might even come to a sort of pride in me. I would try hard that you should. Whatever considerations I may have thought of against this offer, I have conquered, and I make it with all my heart. Okay, you guys know what it is? Our Mutual Friend by Charles Dickens. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. So December, I'm wanting to read that. Something else, I want to mention a couple different things here. Becky and Scott over at the Bookish Bryants, they are doing New Worlds November. I was so excited for it. I have not been able to do anything besides watch their videos because of all this other nonfiction November stuff I've been reading. But if I don't get it to this in November, I want to read it in December. iRobot. I mean, you guys know this book, but I'm excited because this will be my second Asimov. I read Foundation earlier this year, and so I've really been wanting to read that. I think I saw the movie when it first came out, but it was so long ago that I don't really remember. Okay, let's see. What, I don't want to forget anything. Oh, another ebook. I might be able to get it from the library physical. I probably will do that. And it's because of John. Hey, y'all, listen up. I will link his channel down below. He always mentions a Pierce Anthony, almost always. And so I'm just like, what's all the hype about this guy? So I am going to check it out, John. I have ordered A Spell for Chameleon, Pierce Anthony, and I have the ebook now. I just have not been able to get to it. So I'm going to order the physical book and see how long it takes. And hopefully I'm going to fit that in December. And also Wolves of Calla, which is book 5 with the Dark Tower read-along. Hopefully I can keep up with that. One other thing I want to mention about book-wise is Mark over at Book Time with Elvis. He has started this African... Gosh, I don't know exactly what it's called now. I was going to look it up. But it's like the Euros, if you guys were paid attention to that. I'll link his channel down below. I'll link actually the video down below. But he chooses a country for all of us. And I got Equatorial Guinea. And I want to link a video I just found on YouTube about the place. They speak Spanish there, which I know nothing, but I have been every day on Duolingo practicing my Spanish, which I still don't know very well, but it's over 300 days that I've been doing this, so I do know a tiny bit. I'm very excited about it, and I'm so glad that Mark is doing it. And I think a lot of people, he has a Voxer group on it also, so that a lot of us have been talking about what we're planning to read. It starts in January, like so he went ahead and did the drawing early so that we could get our books or poetry. I got a book of poetry, I got a cooking book. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And I think, okay, now just Sterling. I'll tell you about Sterling. So the book stuff's done if you don't want to hear anymore. So Sterling, I don't know how old he is because he's a kitten and he's all black. So he came to me weeks ago. He was one of the outside strays. And when I saw him, he complete bones, and he was covered in fleas, and he had something was wrong with his leg, and I didn't know exactly what it was, but I just couldn't leave the little fella. So I brought him in, tried to bathe him kind of with some Dawn, but I didn't know what was happening with his leg. So I didn't want to move it. I didn't want to do anything. So it was just kind of like trying to get rid of the fleas. I had made an appointment. I actually called a rescue first because I have, as you guys know, I have 6 cats. I do not need any more cats. So anyway, I called a rescue, and they're like, no, we wouldn't take in an animal that is have special needs or whatever, or is hurt or anything. So I called my vet and I made an appointment, took it in the next day. They gave me a flea cap, which kills all the fleas in 4 hours. I don't know if you guys have experienced that, but that's crazy. And the vet was not, I shared the paperwork that the vet gave me on my Instagram. But the vet was not hopeful about it. She said, she kept saying, like, he's in really bad shape. Number one, he's starved. He's anemic. So we didn't test him for FIV or feline leukemia because she said he cannot lose another drop of blood. That's why they did the flea cap. He only weighed 1.8 pounds, and you're not supposed to do the flea cap unless they're 2 pounds or more. But she went ahead and did it because she felt like she had to. And we wormed him and got his distemper shots, his first shots. She x-rayed him. His leg is broken in 2 places, and he has a hernia. And she said the hernia, I didn't understand what she was really saying about the barrier wall or something, but she said whatever happened to his leg, the hernia that caused the hernia. So she said, I want to give him a month to see if he can get better, because she asked me, she said, do you even want to try? And of course, I mean, like, how could I not? So anyway, I have been going back and forth. He's in the office, so he's on a completely different part of the house. And I've just been going back and forth, like in the middle of the night. Sometimes I'll go and I'll sleep with him and then come back and sleep with my cats. And it's been crazy. But his fleas are gone. He's gained weight. He's a little eater. Every single day I have seen him get better and better and better. Like, he was silent before, and now he'll meow. He started cleaning himself, which he wasn't doing before, and now he's starting to clean me also. He wants to play. He's very loving. He comes running to me with that poor little leg. So he's doing so well. So I made an appointment with the vet for Thursday for the surgery. But then they called me back to get his leg removed. But then they called me back saying, no, he was in such bad shape. We have to see him before we can do the surgery. And I know, he's just so good. His coat is clean. His eyes are clear. He doesn't have any kind of like respiratory or any kind of issues. So anyway, tomorrow I have to take him to the vet to just have them charge me money. Just to have him, I understand why they're doing it, but to have them check him out. And I feel like, I wish I was one of those people who shared my life, like took videos of everything, and I could share how he looked before and how he looks now. But to be honest, it was so sad how he looked before. Like, he would just lay there. So I couldn't videotape that just in case I did lose him. You know what I mean? So now I could videotape him because he's such of a funny character, but I just am not that type. I just don't have that. And I don't, number one, I don't think to take my phone with me when I go downstairs. Friends can tell you, like, if they call, it's just like, oh, well, I have my phone upstairs. I missed it, you know? So anyway, that's just how I am. And I try to share as much as I can on Instagram. Sometimes I'm better than other times, but I thought I would update you guys. That's why I haven't really been on here much. I've been spending a lot of time with him. I wasn't feeling well last week, so I missed some days at work. I'm just working right now part-time at an antique shop for some friends. And so that has been, oh my gosh, so nice. Even though I will have to find a second job because of money, but life, you know, I'm very blessed. So anyway, I would love to know if you guys have any thoughts about any of these books, what you guys are reading, if you are in any of the, like, are you reading anything for Nonfiction November or New Worlds November? Sorry, my brain just for a minute. Anyway, yes, so thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody's having a great day. I live in Ohio. We had a tiny bit of snow earlier this morning, which excites me, but then makes me nervous because of the whole driving. So anyway, I hope wherever you are, you're doing well. Thank you for watching. Bye.